Okay, week 4. This week we're going to start looking at babies. We're going to focus on neurotypical babies and how they acquire their first language within birth to like about 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that. Okay, so let's take a look. There are 3 assignments this week. Okay, everything's due on September 7th. And the first assignment is a timeline. Okay, so there are many ways that you can create this timeline. What I don't want you to do is to write out like a paragraph or an essay for me. I want you to make it like some kind of a graphic organization, like a visual representation. So you could create it on like a slide or a Word document. You could make like bullet points, or you could even write it or draw it on a piece of paper and then take a picture of that and upload that. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so you're going to be reading these documents. There is a short video for you to watch, and what I want you to do is to use these 5 stages. Okay, so some of the documents, and I know the video uses a slightly different terminology and they may combine some of the stages together, but these are the stages that I want you to use, and I want you to tell me what age approximately each one happens, and then what are the features of language that the baby is learning during these stages. Okay. So you're going to be talking about phonology, morphology, syntax, vocabulary. You're going to be talking about all of that stuff. Not all of the stages have all of these different features, right? So newborn baby is not going to have any syntax, sentence structure, so that's not going to be applicable. Okay. Alrighty. The next one is something called motherese, or child-directed speech, infant-directed speech, infant-directed language. Those are all terms for the same thing. What this is talking about is not what the baby or the child is saying, but what the adult or caregiver or parent is saying. Okay, so looking at their specific language and the features of their language. That's why it's called motherese or parentese. Okay, so I've got some different articles. The video is going to be really important, and then what I want you to do is just, once you're done looking at all of that stuff, just answer the questions for me. Please number the questions. Okay, so you don't have to copy and paste the question, but please, put a little number 1 and then your answer for number 1, and then a number 2, your answer for number 2, like that. Okay, and then the last thing for this week is our discussion. And this is on the dangers of distracted parenting and first language acquisition. So what we have here is an article, and then I've got the prompt here. The replies are very open-ended this week. So sometimes this can be a little bit difficult when you are sort of trying to think about how to respond to your classmates. What I'm going to suggest is to pick out one detail or one sentence or one thing that they mention in their post, and then something that interests you, or maybe you know about it, or maybe that's something that you thought about, or maybe something that you hadn't thought about before, but it's making you think a little bit more, and then just really focus on that to reply to. Give your thoughts about it, ask questions about it. What do you have to say about that one single thing? And that makes it a lot more easy to reply to each other, and also makes the discussion a lot more meaningful than just keeping it really general and vague. Okay, and then that takes us to the end of the week. We got a 3-day weekend this weekend for those of you who have class on Monday. I do not, but if you do, you have an extra day off. And I will be around this weekend, so let me know if you have any questions or anything comes up. All right, bye-bye.